Hey, there's no shame in trying things that people ain't never tried before.
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
That's the end of my story. I wasn't able to take the pressure.
What's that? Howdy, bitch.
You want to know what bothers me about New Vegas? More than anything else? The courier. You, baby, and me, too. You're gonna tell me one guy rises from the grave as a spirit of vengeance, kills the man with the plan, and alone decides New Vegas' fate. Unlikely, especially considering everyone's planning and scheming. None more than Benny. You see, New Vegas makes more sense without the courier. You aren't the protagonist. He is. But Skimmerlit, that sounds like some bullshit. You right. Let me explain though. So we've already established Christ rising from the grave, and establishing his ideal state is a bit ridiculous. So in his absence, who's getting shit done? Well, the NCR and Legion are in a stalemate, and House is powerless without an agent, formerly Benny, who is the only one acting. Before you come back from the dead, that is. But who is Benny, really? What did he do, and what is he doing when you come back? If you've played New Vegas, you know Benny leads one of the 3 families on the Strip, all 3 descended from tribes. Benny wasn't always the leader, though. In fact, he had to challenge and kill the tribe's former leader to enter House's contract.
7 years. Took over 3 days after Mr. House introduced himself. Our chief at the time, mountain of a guy named Bingo, wanted to stay nomadic. I disagreed, so he challenged me to the knife. He looked so surprised when I stuck that knife in his neck. Thought he was so tough, but he was so slow. That's how I made chief. It's how things were back then.
He was content for a time until he formed his own ideal vision for New Vegas and planned a way to realize it, both of which he accomplished. And then he moved on to the next step, which happened while you were messing around in Prim and on the long road. He worked with the followers to understand the Platinum Chip and program Yes Man, a Securitron to help run his operations. And that's about when you bust in like a wild hog, wrecking his shit up, and taking control of the plot proper. But the story, grand scheme, would make more sense if you didn't. Because Benny is one of the only, if not the only, characters in the game with real agency and vision. Acting vision, vision in motion. A vision to which he is so dedicated, he would hand his plans, his keys, his legacy to you while facing death.
Try not to smile so wide, baby. You might break your mouth. Yeah, Baldy said you get to decide. So which way you leaning? Yeah, to die in my sleep at a ripe old age after a marathon session of hey-hey with 30 sex-star broads. You'll set that up? Look, I ain't a harbor for illusions. I ain't expecting to get out of this shindig alive. That's why I'm trying to hand you my scheme, baby. It's called having a legacy. Sure. Baldy wants you to go down there in the bunker and destroy whatever Mr. House stashed there. Oh, you don't want to do that, baby. Whatever's down in that bunker is the key to the city called Vegas. So here's what you do. You go down there and you use the chip to do whatever Mr. House would have wanted you to do. And when you get back to the Strip, you find Yes Man. I made it so that cat can't help but be helpful.
In Benny, we see a man driven, capable, much like you, but unlike you, he was following a set path. We saw where he was going, and we could guess where he would have ended up had you not snuffed him out early. And I say again, New Vegas is more clear-cut as a whole package, a whole story, with Benny at the helm. A strong, concrete constant, if you will. If there was a New Vegas sequel, and they didn't want to port all the choices over, it would be very challenging. There were many choices, and all of them were impactful. Then using Benny as a surrogate protagonist, or primary protagonist, a template for New Vegas' story and choices and outcome, would be ideal. I mean, I'd be down. Benny is already one of my favorite characters, and certainly the straightest and most unwavering. I'd love to see what he'd do with the place, because it'd likely be very similar to what I'd do with the place, and most Yes Men players, really. Let New Vegas swing.
You cashed out the old man? Whoa. So how's it feel to end an era? You got the future of Vegas in the palm of your hand, baby. What happens next is up to you. Make Vegas a town I would have been proud of, baby. Let it swing.
And that about rippity wraps this one up, boys. First attempt at a couth marketing video in a while. So if you are new here, like if you enjoyed, because that helps me out a lot, but more importantly, subscribe, because we do this shit sometimes, and this video is definitely definitely representative of all my other content. You're gonna get this level of quality on every video. I guarantee you. And comment your thoughts, because I love hearing from you. And I mean that, and you know I mean that. Man, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. But anyways, thanks again for watching, everybody, really. We bullshit a lot, but we do have boatloads of fun on this channel. And I look forward to doing this with you guys again in the future.